Hello children, how are you all today? I hope you all are healthy and happy. For today's English lesson, we are going to continue the second chapter from your Mastering Grammar book, Nouns. In our previous video lesson, let's recall what we had learnt. We had learnt about what is a noun and when you can classify nouns into proper nouns, common nouns, abstract noun, material nouns and collective noun. Right children, we had done all this. We had learnt about proper nouns, that names given to specific or particular things, persons or animals are called proper nouns. Common nouns we use in general sense, like all pens, this pen and this pen, red one, blue one and black one will be known as a pen only, and we don't call it unless I give it a name. Okay, if I call this Reddy, this one is bluey, okay, and this one is Blackie. So if I don't give names, these names will be proper nouns, but these three in general are pens only. So pen is a pen only, so it will be a common noun. And now children, moving to material noun, I told you that certain things are made of certain material, made from certain ingredients or components. Those nouns, those things which we call it by the name of, okay, then like this is of plastic, so this thing, or this board, okay, this can be of fiber or plastic. So all these things which are giving names to the material, those nouns are called material nouns. And again we had learnt about collective nouns, a group of people or things or animals or certain other objects can be named or called as a single unit. Okay, like a bundle of sticks. These things like this word bundle, pack, shoal of fish, school of fishes. Okay, so these words, fish, so school of children, class of children, so these all words, class, shoal, pack, army, fleet, flight, brood, all these words are collective nouns. Okay children, so when we specify the group into a single unit and we call it by a certain name, that is collective noun. Okay, that is collective nouns. What did we learn about abstract noun? All the feelings that we have which are given names, like love, hate, okay, all these things, love, hatred, and then your happiness, wisdom, knowledge, decency, protection, all these things which cannot be seen or cannot be touched are classified into abstract nouns. Okay children, now today, for today's lesson, we are moving to some noun which is not its classification. Instead, it is divided on basis of whether we can count it or we cannot count the nouns. Because we know that you can count these pens 1, 2 and 3. So what do you think these nouns should be called? Like when we can count certain objects, when we can count certain things, people, animals, when we can count the nouns, they are known as, let me write down that for you, they are known as countable nouns. The nouns that can be counted like 1, 2, 3, you can count them. But with the other kind, the different kind, we have the second kind as well, which cannot be counted, is known as uncountable nouns. Okay children, so now tell me, can you count air? Right? You cannot. Some things cannot be counted and they are put under the uncountable nouns. They can be measured, they can be weighed, or they can be measured in some other unit, but they cannot be counted like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay children, but countable nouns can be counted. Now children, moving to some features of both of these, let's discuss some feature. This obviously I told you, nouns that can be counted. Example are pens, books, chairs. We can count these things, right? Books, chairs, we can count it. So here obviously it's completely opposite, completely different to this one. So nouns that cannot be counted. Like children, for example, sugar, then happiness, rice, money. I know you will say that, ma'am, we can count money, but how much money, children? Right? So you can count your money like 2000, 2 lakhs, you can count it. But this word money, time, all these things, because they are in abstract one, we cannot count them. They are uncountable. So they cannot only be like measured and it cannot be counted. Now children, moving to next one. Next point, actually, we use countable nouns for both plurals and singular. Used for both singular and plural. Now this one used as singular only. You have to consider the uncountable nouns as singular nouns, used as singular only. Okay children, what do I mean by this children? When we are using the verb close to the nouns, like if I have used this one, we can write for countable nouns, like I can say I have a pen, right? So this is countable, a pen. Or I have pens, you can plural it. You can just add an s to it and then it becomes a plural. But what did I tell you with this one? You cannot write sugars. You cannot plural it. It has always to be used in singular form only. You understand singular and plural, right? How do we form plurals? We will be learning about that. We will be discussing about that. But you know that's a general sense that we add s or es, or some other times we change the vowel like in the center. Foot becomes feet, and then that's how it becomes plural. So children, you know how we change into plural. Uncountable nouns are not made plural of. Okay, we use only in the singular form only. If you're talking about time, we do not call it times. Okay, like not in the noun sense, not in the particular sense, general sense. Happiness, we do not say happinesses. Okay, happinesses we don't say. So we don't make a plural out of the uncountable noun. But for this one, we can use it both as singular and plural, like pens become pen become pens, book becomes books. We can we can make plurals of the countable noun. Okay children, so I think I made you this point clear. Now the next one is also very simple for countable and uncountable nouns. These were the 2 points, first 2 points. Now moving to the third point. The third point is, now for this one children, we will be using number. Okay, we will when we have to specify the number, we can use adjectives of number. That we will be learning in the next chapter, adjective. That's not far away. So yes, with this one, we know that we can use which words? Words like one, two, few, many, several. These all words etc. can be used with countable nouns. Okay, so we use these words which are specifying number. Actually, we can understand that these words tell us the number, like one boy or two boys, three boys, several boys, many boys. Okay, so we see that they are specifying a certain number. Okay, there is a particular number that we can count. We use with countable nouns. It's exactly the opposite for this one. Okay, how is it opposite? Words like, because I told you this cannot be counted, we cannot say one or two. So some words which are used are some, little, enough, sufficient. All the adjectives of quantity will be used because we can measure only, we cannot count. So some, little, sufficient, enough, any, all these words can be used just before uncountable nouns. But with countable nouns we cannot use it. etc. can be used for uncountable noun. Right children, this is clear, I hope so. Now moving to the next point. Uncountable nouns can be used. I told you this one. Now uncountable nouns, when you are using uncountable noun, let me give you an example for this because we have done with the differentiation. So let me give you an example also so that you can understand better. Like, one girl is standing there. Okay children, so do you see the noun here, girl? Girl is a countable noun because we can count girls. So here this term, adjective of number, is being used. Number means 1, 2, 3, which you can count. For this one children, we have to, suppose we are using the word rice, give me some rice. Okay, give me some rice. Now rice is an uncountable noun. I told you that it can only be measured, it cannot be counted. So this word some is an adjective of quantity. Now we will be reading about adjective, different kinds of adjective in the next chapter. And just telling you that these words which will specify measurement and not counting process, those words will be our words that we are going to use to mention the amount of the uncountable noun. Okay children, now moving to the next point is, which words can we use with uncountable noun if we want to measure the actual quantity? Okay, so you might have heard that give me a piece of cake, give me a slice of the bread. This slice of, piece of, and or share of, cup of, these things actually tell us the amount of the uncountable noun. So those words can be used before it, but not the number one. You can't say one rice, give me several rice. You cannot say give me several money. you have to count which thing is countable. Those words we use with countable nouns only. The other quantity or adjectives of quantity take only the uncountable nouns. So if I am telling you this, that we can use certain words like a cup of before milk, right? Milk or tea, these words. So this is defining the quantity. We can use this one definitely. A cup of milk or tea or coffee, these words. So you are using this word. Now children, but you should remember that the quantity, this one for uncountable nouns, for quantity you will have to use these words only, not the countable nouns. You can use these phrases or this group of words. So a piece of cake, a loaf of bread. Okay children, so we can use this. You can say cake is because uncountable, bread is uncountable. We are not using any number before it, but these words are allowed to be used before uncountable noun. This is uncountable noun, this is uncountable noun. Coffee, tea, milk, all those are uncountable noun. We can definitely use this phrases or these words. Okay children, now I was clear with it. Okay, now children, which nouns should be considered? We had learnt about different kinds of noun like proper noun, common noun, abstract noun, material noun, collective noun. How will we classify that which kind of nouns are countable or the others are uncountable? How to classify them? How to identify them? Now remember, proper nouns are names given to particular person, so it will be always uncountable noun children. Okay, proper nouns are always uncountable nouns. If I have asked you whether a particular noun is countable or not countable, you have to first identify its kind. You have to first identify its types. So after you identify the type, then only you will understand that whether it is uncountable or countable. Now children, you should remember material nouns are always uncountable nouns. I told you about rice, I told you about sugar, I told you about bread, I told you about cake. All these things or sugar, jute, cotton, these are all uncountable nouns. They cannot be counted. The material nouns are always uncountable nouns. So if you can spot, you can identify the kinds of noun, then it will be very easy for you to identify that the noun is countable or uncountable. Okay children, now you should remember abstract noun are also always uncountable. Okay, they are uncountable, still they take singular verbs. That means you cannot make a plural out of it. When I am telling you that they are uncountable nouns, that means what? We cannot make plural of it. Like when I told you that proper nouns are uncountable nouns, you cannot call me Shwetas, right? If you can see many Shweta there, you cannot call everyone Shwetas, right? So children, like this only you have to remember abstract noun are also uncountable noun. Like wisdom, you are using this word wisdom in plural. If there is a lot of wisdom, you cannot say wisdoms. You will have to use a lot of word there. So this thing was meant for that only. Because milk, we are not writing milks, teas, coffees. We are not writing, we are not pluraling it. We are not making the plural of these uncountable nouns. Instead, to show that the count is more or the amount is more, what we are doing? We are just adding these terms, a cup of, a piece of, a loaf of. So, for countable nouns, that's very easy that we can make the plural out of the nouns. But for uncountable, we have to see that whether it is uncountable or not. So if it is uncountable, we are not going to plural it. We are not going to make the plural out of it. Okay children, but obviously, like if you know the words honesty, honesty will remain honesty only, not honesties. Honesty is an abstract noun. So for all abstract noun, remember that abstract noun are uncountable nouns. They do not take s, es, or they do not change their form. They remain as they are. Happiness remains happiness, decisions remains decisions, intelligence remain intelligence and not intelligences. Okay, so remember this thing children. Now obviously all rules have exceptions, like for decision, decision is an abstract noun, but we use s with it. We can plural it. How? Decision are called decisions, tough decisions, right? So also hardship. Hardship is an abstract noun, but still we use s to it when we have to plural it, hardships. So no rule is avoiding exceptions. So here also we can see for this rule, like abstract nouns are uncountable nouns, we have exceptions. So in grammar or in language, exceptions are always there. Okay, do not think that they are following strict rule. There is definitely some exceptions. Okay, you will have to work on it, practice on it, so that you understand which words have exceptions and which can be avoided, okay, which can take exceptions. Now children, at page number 15 you have an exercise B. Okay, let's do that. We will be doing that now. Identify the countable and uncountable nouns according to the context. The first one is done for you. So what is the first one? His knowledge in maths is impressive. The word knowledge has been underlined. Obviously that is the noun, it has been underlined, and maths is underlined. Any proper noun, I told you that any proper noun, because this maths is a name given to a subject. So this proper noun will be an uncountable noun. Again knowledge, see I told you that abstract noun is an uncountable noun. So this one as well will be an abstract noun. They have written it uncountable noun. Okay children, now we are moving to number 2. We will move ahead with that number. Let's continue with the exercises. That's on page number 15 of your book. Now this is B. Exercise B. 1 is already done, so we are not doing it. Number 2, we are starting from number 2 children. His books were distributed among children. Books were distributed among children. Now what did I tell you? That uncountable noun do not take plural forms. The noun, let us spot the nouns here. The first word which is a noun here is books. This one. And the second one which is a noun is a children. Now children, tell me that books is a plural form of book, right? So can it be an uncountable noun? Because I told you uncountable noun do not plural themselves. Okay, we do not make plurals of uncountable. So children, books definitely is what? A countable noun, right? So books are countable. Now number 2, second one, see this one, children. Children is also a plural form of child. Child changes into the plural form of child is children. So this has also changed its form. This has also come from singular to plural. So this also becomes, children also is a countable noun. Okay children, I hope you can understand how we are differentiating. You should also learn to differentiate now. Now moving to number 3 question. How kindness towards the street dogs made her adopt them? How kindness towards the street dogs made her adopt them? Our first job is to identify the noun here. So kindness is a noun, see, and dogs. This street will be an adjective. We don't count it as a noun because we are talking about dogs, that they are street dogs. So only dogs will be our noun. Now children, kindness. Okay, this is like an expression of our emotion. We show kindness, or it's just a feeling or emotion. That's why children, this is an abstract noun. And what did I tell you about abstract noun? That abstract noun are always uncountable. Okay, we cannot do kindnesses. So this will always be countable. Now moving to the second word, dogs. You can see dog was the singular of dogs. It has changed from dog to dogs. So this is definitely a countable noun because we can find the plural form of this noun. Okay children, I hope you understood this. Now moving to the 4th question. Number 4 children now. How much sugar do you need for the cake? So we can spot the noun here. First one is sugar, second one is cake. Okay, both are uncountables because we can see they are not taking any plural form. They are used in their raw form only, in their uncountable form. So sugar and cake, both are uncountable. Okay children, moving to 5. Number 5 is we should drink minimum minimum 8 glasses of water daily. In this sentence children, let's first identify the noun glasses and water. Now if you can see this word glasses, children, I told you that some words can be countable as well as uncountable. We have been asked to identify the words, the nouns according to the context. So in this context, we can see glass is taking the plural by becoming es, right? So we are not talking about the material noun glass. Instead, we are talking about the common noun glasses. We are talking about the tumbler. We are talking about the glass which we have, every one of us have at our homes. So we are talking about that glass. That's why it's countable and that's why it's taking this plural form. This is the reason the word glasses will be what? Countable noun, because we can count this glasses. So this is countable. Okay. Now with the next word water. Water children is a material noun because we know that this is a material, this is a thing, this can be an ingredient in many things. So this is itself a material. So uncountable. Material noun are uncountable nouns. So children, with this, let us wrap up this lesson. We have 5 more questions from this exercise only, but we will be continuing that one in our next video lesson, because otherwise this video will get little lengthier. So we will meet in our next video lesson with the same chapter. We will continue nouns. Till then, take care of yourself and your family. Bye bye.